guys, today we're going to make a solar powered portable water pump. I'm going to use this for my rain water collector so I can water my garden, and hopefully be able to use this for my father-in-law's cabin he's got. It's an off-grid cabin. I want to be able to throw water or throw a hose in the stream and then pump water into his cabin so he can wash his hands, wash dishes, or whatever. It won't be drinking water, but he'll still be able to use it for lots of other things. So yeah, we're going to try and get that done today. I'll put a link in the description, or I'll try to put a link in the description for the stuff that I bought to make this. Looks like it's going to be a pretty easy project. I've watched a couple other videos out there, other people who've done similar. Like I said, mine, I'm going to try to make it so it's portable, so I can use it in different places. So yeah, anyway, that's what we're going to do today, guys. So what we're going to be using is a C-Flow pump. Again, I'll try to put the link in the description. Most of these items were bought off Amazon. It's basically an RV style pump, sump pump for a boat. Had pretty good reviews on it. Had a couple of reviews that were negative on the pressure switch itself, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. So I had this old toolbox laying around. It's a old Rubbermaid. So I'm going to put everything in there. It's got a nice little carry handle on it, so it should make it pretty easy to move around. So far, all I've done is set the pump in it, drilled a couple of holes in the side, and put the pipe or the hose through it so I can connect water on each side. I'll have to bring hoses with me, but that's okay. Next, what I'm working on is I'm going to put the battery in it. Battery you can pick up at any hardware store, automotive store. Basically a lawnmower battery is what I'm using. What I'm going to do is I bought a couple of fuses off Amazon again. This came in a pack of 2. They come like this. You just cut them, crimp your ends on them, and then connect them to the battery. There's a switch that I bought again off Amazon. It's a stainless steel switch. Push button, push on, push off. Should be pretty simple. This pump is a demand system pump, so it will shut off once it gets to pressure. But while I'm moving it around, I wanted a switch so that I could turn the system off and it wouldn't drain the battery. I do have a solar panel for it, so I should be able to charge the battery with the solar. It's just a solar battery tender, again off Amazon. Most of these items are off Amazon except for the wire connectors, the battery, and the toolbox. It's all stuff that I had and bought at the automotive store. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting this stuff together, and I'll get back with you in a little bit. So here it is, all wired up. It's all in the box. I still need to finish putting everything where I want it to go. Everything's still kind of loose, so I'll have to put a board in the bottom and then I can mount everything. All the connectors are still bare, so I'm going to have to put some heat shrink over them. But it is all wired up. The switch is wired up. I've got it wired so that when I turn it on, the light comes on. When I turn it off, the light goes off. You can do it with this style of switch so the light stays on all the time. But like I said, I wanted to know if the pump was wrong or not. So I like to have the light come on when I pushed the button. So next step's going to be heat shrinking all these connectors and putting the board in there and do the final mounting, and then we'll try it out and see if it works. And I'll get back with you once I'm to the test stage and I have the water and everything hooked up, and then we'll actually give it a test to see how it works. So what I've used so far for connectors, I use these 5/16 ring terminal connectors to connect it to the battery. All these connectors are waterproof, heat shrink type connectors. These female, male connectors here I used to connect all the cables together. That way I can take it apart if the motor goes bad and need to change the motor or something like that. And then, I don't know how to say the Pyle stainless steel push button switch. It's an LED ring switch. There are other switches you can get. Yeah, I went with this one because I like the way it looked. I used a piece of hose. Looks like it's an old, maybe half-inch hose, maybe smaller, 7/16, not real sure. And again, the fuse connector and some hose clamps to put all the hoses together. And then I used some heat shrink and heat shrinked all the connectors so that if they do get wet, it'll be a lot harder for them to corrode. Here's where I used the ring connectors, and I put the fuse in line right here. So, just a little protection since we are messing with water. Hose clamp here, hose clamp on this side. Show the half-inch hole for the switch. Push it in, got to jam it on the back side, and then a connector just pushes on. And go the 1-inch hole through the side. Push the hose through, connect it to the pump. The battery, like I said, it's just a lawnmower battery. I got it at the auto parts store. This was probably the most expensive part of this build. I want to say this was about $90. It was a little bit expensive, but I wanted a decent one. That one should be okay. It's got 180 cold cranking amps. Not that that's going to matter because I'm not going to be starting anything. It's just going to be running this pump. And I did go with a diaphragm style on-demand type pump, so once it gets to a certain pressure it shuts off automatically. I don't have to worry about it continually running, so the battery should not have a draw all the time. And then with the switch light not being on unless it's running, there's no draw there either. So, yeah, so far that's where we're at. Here it is. Not quite finished product. I've just got some foam in there to keep everything from sliding around. I will bolt it all down eventually. For now, it's lightweight and this works. So, got the solar panel plugged in. It's charging. It's got its own controller attached to it. I just got the cord going through. Hose right there. Didn't even drill another hole or anything. I did try to use it last night, had quite a few leaks. I'll mess with it some more. I did get those fixed. Everything seems to be working good. I got to charge the battery up here. Once I get everything all charged up, I will hook it back up to my rain collector and I will show you how it works. Yeah, with it leaking, it had a bunch of air leaks and the pump kept cycling on and off and it was kind of a mess, but now that that's all fixed, it should work good. Ended up using two hose clamps on each side. Get it to quit leaking. Works good. I'll bring you back in a little bit and show you how it works in operation. Alright guys, so here it is, finished product. Lots of pressure. I mean, it goes quite a ways out there. Shuts off. Running it up to a hose. This is a 100-foot hose. Running it up to my pump. Right now it's shut off because pressure is built up. I do have the switch on. There's my little light telling me that it is all working like it's supposed to. Then I've got another short hose running up to my rain collector, which is just an IBC tote coming off the house. And I just bought the cover for it to keep the algae and stuff from growing inside. The cover you can get off Amazon. I buy all my stuff off Amazon for these projects because they're pretty good at getting them here next day, and prices are usually pretty good. So I've got a video of me building this. If you guys are interested, you can search my videos and find that. But yeah, so far it's working really good. Really impressed with how this turned out. Just a simple lawnmower battery, a C-flow pump, which I get you the specs on it here. It's a 3 gallon per minute pump, 12 volts. It's got the sediment strainer on it, comes with it. Some hoses, some clamps, whatever container you can find. I used, like I said, I used a toolbox that I had laying around. This whole project probably cost around $300. A lot of this stuff I had laying around the house, so it didn't cost me $300 to do because I had the stuff already laying. But best I could tell with the solar panel and the pump, the battery, I mean, you're probably looking at around $300, depending on where you get your stuff and what brand you use. But I mean, this is perfect for what I need. It is solar powered, portable. I can take it, camping. I can use it here for watering the garden. And yeah, super impressed with this. So if you guys like what you see here, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel out. Keeps me doing stuff like this. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And I will continue to make videos like this. And yeah, this is working good. All right, guys. Thanks again.